Hi everybody, it's Mike. How are we doing? I'm sitting here with Kristin McQueen. If you remember at Ironman Santa Rosa a few weeks back, I did an interview with Kristin, and in that interview she was telling us about doing Ironman Santa Rosa, and she had a fantastic day and she finished that race, as you know. But during that interview she was telling me about the next Ironman that she's going to do, which was right here at Ironman, Wisconsin. I thought to myself, wow, she's going to back it up with another Ironman. And oh, by the way, Mike, a few days after that race, Thursday, the race is Sunday, Thursday of this week, she has another surgery, another brain surgery for her 14th one.
15th.
15th, my mistake. Her 15th.
They're hard to keep track.
Yeah, her 15th brain surgery. So I am here with Kristin, and hello.
Hello, Mike.
We're back together
Good
again.
to see you again.
And Mom is right behind us here, and she said to me, she goes, Mike, you've never seen Kristin with hair. And I go, no, maybe the next time you got to wear a wig or something. So,
I can throw a hat on for you if you want.
yeah. Well, I've talked to so many people over the years that when they're healthy, done back-to-back Ironmans and how difficult that is, and others that were going through some tough times on the physical side, and they would do it. And it's always interesting in how much training one can get in between the two. In Santa Rosa, as I said, 4 weeks ago? 1, 2,
about
3,
6, I think.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Kristin just told me she didn't get much training in on the bike. So tell us about from Santa Rosa to today, what you've been going through on the physical side.
Well, I just haven't been feeling well in general, so I haven't gotten on my bike at all since Santa Rosa. I've gotten in a couple swims and a couple runs, short runs, like maybe 5 miles or so. My longest run before Santa Rosa was 10 miles, so that remains my longest run besides Santa Rosa, which was kind of a run walk. My Ironman shuffle, as they call my Ironman marathon. So that's really it. And, I had to take a couple weeks to recover from that race, and then here we are. So
Here we are.
We made it to the start line, and then we'll see what happens.
I am still, and I had a lot of reaction from people saying, Mike, I can't believe it. What she's done, what she's gone through, what she is going through, and people are behind you, 100% of the way, just like your family is.
Mm-hmm.
But why? I know you've done Wisconsin now. This will be the 9th?
Yeah.
The 9th time. It'll be your 17th Ironman overall. And you're going into another surgery on Thursday. Why'd you really want to do Wisconsin before that? Why wouldn't Santa Rosa be enough?
I love Madison. It was my first Ironman, and I'm from the Chicago area, so it feels like my hometown race because we're so close. It's one of the toughest courses on the circuit, but it is by far my favorite Ironman. This city just embraces the race. The volunteers are top-notch. They make you feel like a pro all day long. Because it's so close to home, so many friends, family, my support crew. I think I have like 12 people here that I told you are all wearing matching shirts, and they have signs galore, giant heads.
They have the big heads going.
Yep. The big heads, which are kind of obnoxious, but I will definitely not be able to miss them. So it's just. It's such an awesome race. Like, I just can't say no to it. So every year I'm like, oops, I signed up again. So I just can't get enough of it.
I know what people are thinking and asking out there. Obviously the physical side of you isn't at 100%. That's obvious. But your mental side is at like 1,000%. To be able to have that mental mindset, that positive mental energy that you have. How did you cultivate that, or how did it happen? Because people that are able-bodied quit races because they kind of gave up mentally. Yeah. But you're able to push a body through that shouldn't be able to go through something like this to the finish.
Yeah. I have no reference for another way, to be honest, because I've never done an Ironman without having a brain surgery first. So
since your very first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my only frame of reference. So I really don't know any other way. So to me, it's like, well, this is the body I've been given, this is the health I've been given, and you got to work with what you got. And unfortunately, it's kind of declined over the years. Since 2008 was my first Ironman. I was in better shape than I am now. I was only 3 brain surgeries in at that point. I had to do the math on that one. But, you know, when you're up to 15, it wears on you, and complications, and I've lost basically the right side of my face doesn't work. I can't see out of my right eye, I can't hear out of my right ear. I have vertigo. I named my bike Tipsy because I tend to fall over.
But you stayed up in Santa Rosa.
I did.
Yeah.
Even though those roads were horrendous. But I did manage to stay on the bike. But I have, in the hospital after my surgeries, they usually put a fall risk bracelet on me.
Oh.
So I've kept those, and I have one on my bike, a fall risk bracelet.
Fall risk.
And
bracelet.
I have one on my run jersey, a fall risk.
Oh, okay.
And it just it's kind of my FU to everything with what's been going on. And when I see it on the bike, it reminds me of how far I've come, and it just makes me grateful to be a fall risk on an Ironman course instead of a fall risk in the hospital.
Right.
Because I literally had to relearn how to sit up without tipping over, how to walk without in a straight line, and relearn how to ride my bike and all of that. So granted, I do still tip over on my bike, so I'm not perfect, but enough to do an Ironman.
Well, we hope that doesn't happen on Sunday or tomorrow.
Too.
You know.
Me too.
We measure our lives and the things we do in miles and milestones of memories and you know how many times you've seen somebody. We measure our lives with family and everything, and since 2008, you kind of measured your life with the number of brain surgeries. That's not really a thing that people go through, but you do it in such a almost kind of a positive way when you think, what do you mean it's a brain surgery? But those are your milestones right now, whether they're good or bad, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah. It's funny because actually a friend and I were just kind of talking about that, because she's like, how do you remember when things happen? I'm like, my benchmarks in life are surgeries and Ironmans. that's kind of how I remember the timeline of my life since I was diagnosed with cancer in 2003, is all of my surgeries, because this will be my 23rd surgery overall. Is based, whatever happened around whatever surgery, and then whatever happened around whatever Ironman. And I can tell you, I can look at a picture and say, oh, that was taken before or after this surgery, or that Ironman, or this. So those are my benchmarks in life. Most people, it's like, oh, this wedding, or my child, or this job change, that kind of things. But
those are your benchmarks.
It is, like I said, it is what it is, and that's what I've been given.
That's what I love about your attitude. It's what I've been handed, and it's what I'm handling, and it's what I'm handling, I think, in a very incredibly, the right word is not professional, but incredibly passionate way that pushes you through to a finish line. And it was an absolute thrill for me to bring you into Santa Rosa. As a matter of fact, when you were, we had a long stretch there where we could see people. I think my son Andy was on the binoculars, and all I heard was, "Dad, here she comes!" And I knew exactly who he meant, because there could have been a lot of people. And boom, there you were, and bringing you in, and it just was a thrill. And I can't wait to do that again tomorrow.
Well, the way that you brought me in almost brought me to tears, because I made sure to walk that finish line again to soak it all in. I pulled over to give my family or my friends hugs, and then I hoped that you had saw me kind of make eye contact and point at you as I was holding my angel list up. And Finisher Pics got a great pic of that.
Oh, good.
And my friend actually bought it for me and sent it to me, so it's framed on top of my
Oh, you
mantle.
already got it framed.
Yep.
You got it. Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
So that announcement was so special to me, and I will remember that for a long time.
So what's your race number tomorrow?
1326.
So 1326, you can follow Kristin all day long. You can follow her on Ironman.com, or you can download the tracker, Ironman Tracker. and put Kristin's name in there, and it'll show you where she's at all day long. So make sure you follow her. And all the race all day tomorrow, everybody. So we put the pros in the water at 6:40. Then we have the age group starts. We do a 5 different age group waves here in Lake Monona. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's going to be like 74, 75 degrees with light winds, so the weather won't be a huge factor on the negative side. It'll be good. Thanks again for joining us, and Kristin, give me a hug. It's absolutely amazing to even be in your presence. So.
Thank you.
And Mom, thanks. She's behind the camera. Mom behind the camera. One more time, again, everybody, for inspiration and motivation, that's what it's all about. Check out my website, MikeRiley.net, and we'll get Kristin's interview up, and the second one here, you can see what it's all about. Aloha.